For Outlander fans, there are certain moments when Sam Heughan does not need a dramatic scene, a sword in his hand, or Jamie Fraser's fierce Highland silence to make the whole fandom stop breathing. Sometimes all it takes is one announcement, one worded reveal, one moment where the polished public image suddenly feels a little more human. And that is exactly why this wave of conversation around Sam has hit fans so hard. It is not simply about what he said. It is about the feeling behind it. For years, viewers have watched Sam carry one of television's most emotionally demanding romantic heroes. Jamie Fraser is not just a character to this audience. He is loyalty, sacrifice, pain, devotion, and survival wrapped into one unforgettable presence. So when Sam shares something personal, or even hints at a deeper truth behind his journey, fans do not hear it like ordinary celebrity news. They hear it through the memory of every goodbye Jamie endured, every battle he survived, every look he gave Claire when words were not enough. That is what made this announcement feel different. It did not land like a simple update from an actor moving through another career chapter. It felt like a pause, a confession without needing to be called one, a reminder that the man who has given so much emotional weight to Jamie Fraser has also been carrying his own story behind the scenes. Fans immediately began reading between the lines, not because they wanted scandal, but because they sensed vulnerability beneath the surface. The contrast is what makes it so powerful. Publicly, Sam Heughan has often appeared steady, charming, energetic, and grateful. He smiles through interviews, speaks warmly about the show, celebrates the fans, and continues to represent Outlander with the kind of grace that has made him beloved far beyond the screen. But behind that polished ease is a reality many fans are now thinking about more deeply. Years of being attached to an iconic role can be beautiful, but it can also be heavy. Fame brings applause, but it also brings expectation. Admiration brings love, but it can also make privacy feel almost impossible. That is why the word heartbreaking keeps circling around this moment. Not because fans know every private detail, and not because anyone should pretend to know what Sam has lived through privately. It feels heartbreaking because the announcement has made people reflect on how much he may have had to balance over the years. The pressure to honor Jamie. The responsibility of protecting the emotional truth of the story. The constant awareness that millions of fans are invested not only in the character, but in the person playing him. For longtime viewers, this is where Sam and Jamie begin to overlap in a deeply emotional way. Jamie Fraser has always been admired because he endures. He keeps moving through loss, war, separation, and impossible choices. Sam, in a very different real-world sense, has also had to endure the weight of expectation. Fans know the difference between actor and character, but they also understand why the connection feels so strong. Sam did not simply perform Jamie. He gave him warmth, restraint, pain, humor, and a kind of emotional honesty that made viewers believe in him completely. So when Sam makes an announcement that sounds like a turning point, fans naturally wonder what it means. Is it a sign of change? Is it a reflection on everything he has given to Outlander? Is it a quiet acknowledgement that the journey has cost more emotionally than people realize? These are not accusations. They are questions born from affection. The fandom is not trying to turn his life into drama. They're trying to understand why this moment feels so heavy. And maybe that is the real reason it stopped fans in their tracks. Sam's announcement did not just create curiosity. It opened a door to reflection. It reminded people that behind the charm, the red carpets, the interviews, and the unforgettable image of Jamie Fraser, there is a real person who has spent years giving pieces of himself to a role that changed his life. That is why this moment feels bigger than a headline. It feels like the beginning of an emotional conversation fans were not fully prepared to have. Because sometimes the most shocking announcement is not the loudest one. Sometimes it is the one that quietly makes everyone look back and realize how much was hidden in plain sight. What makes Sam Heughan's announcement feel so emotional is not only the surprise of it. It is the way fans immediately began looking back at the entire Outlander journey with different eyes. Suddenly, old interviews, quiet smiles, emotional scenes, and years of public loyalty feel connected to something deeper. For many viewers, the heartbreaking truth is not some shocking secret. It is the realization that fame can look beautiful from the outside while quietly demanding more than anyone sees. Sam became the face of Jamie Fraser at a time when Outlander was not just another television adaptation. It was a love story with a passionate readership already waiting, hoping, and watching closely. From the beginning, he had to step into a character fans had imagined for years. That kind of pressure is rare. It is not simply learning lines or wearing period costumes. It is carrying someone else's dream and doing it so convincingly that millions begin to feel as if Jamie has always looked, sounded, and suffered exactly like him. That is where the emotional weight begins. Fans adore Sam because he gave Jamie strength, but also softness. He made the character heroic without making him untouchable. He allowed Jamie to break, bleed, love, forgive, and survive in ways that felt painfully real. Yet the more believable he became, the more intense the expectations around him grew. Every season asked more from him. Every emotional storyline carried the weight of audience memory. Every scene with Caitriona Balfe became part of a legacy fans guarded with their whole hearts. And that legacy is beautiful, but it is also heavy. Viewers often celebrate the chemistry between Sam and Caitriona because Jamie and Claire feel like the emotional center of the entire series. Their scenes are tender, devastating, passionate, and sometimes almost too intimate in the way they capture love across time. But behind that magic are two actors repeatedly asked to return to pain, longing, trauma, reunion, and heartbreak. Fans are now wondering if Sam's announcement reflects not just a career update, but the quiet cost of living so close to that emotional intensity for so many years. This is why the reaction online feels less like gossip and more like grief. People are not only asking what comes next for Sam, they are asking what they may have missed. Was there tiredness hidden behind the charm? Was there sacrifice behind the gratitude? Did years of playing Jamie leave a deeper mark than fans understood? None of these questions need dramatic rumors to matter. They matter because fans feel protective of him, especially after watching him give so much of himself to a role that demanded vulnerability again and again. The heartbreaking part is that Sam's public image has always seemed strong. He laughs easily, supports the fandom, speaks with care about the show, and carries himself with warmth. But strength does not mean a person is untouched. Sometimes strength is exactly what allows someone to keep showing up, even when the journey becomes complicated. That is the part fans are sitting with now. Maybe the truth hidden behind the fame is that success does not erase pressure. Love from fans does not remove loneliness. Being admired around the world does not mean every private burden becomes easier to carry. And as Outlander moves closer to its final emotional chapters, this feeling becomes even stronger. Fans are not just reacting to Sam. They are reacting to the possible end of an era. For many, Jamie and Claire have been more than characters. They have been comfort, escape, hope, and proof that love can survive impossible distance. So when Sam signals change, reflection, or a new chapter, it touches the audience in a personal way. It feels like the story is asking them to prepare for goodbye before they are ready. That is why viewers are holding this moment carefully, not as gossip, but as a tender reminder that devotion can sometimes carry a hidden emotional price too. That is why this announcement has stayed with fans. It feels heartbreaking because it reminds everyone that behind Jamie Fraser, behind the fame, behind the red carpets and beloved interviews, there is a real person who spent years giving everything to a story that changed his life. And maybe the truth fans believe was hidden all along is simple. Sam Heughan did not just play a legend. He carried one, season after season, until the weight of it became part of the story itself.